My name is Naima, founder of the Academy for Womanhood, where we help women come into their full power with an emphasis on women who were born different, women who have been wired different, women who think different, vibrate different, expect different, see different, and they've been this way since birth. Okay? So when you are this woman, you know who you are. If you have to ask, it's not you, most likely. For the men, a man was asking me one time about who's the kind of woman that I work with, and I said to him, I said, "You date, right? You've been dating, right? And you've dated a variety of women, right? And most of the women you date are the same, aren't they? They're all the same, right? And then there's that one woman you date where she's clearly different. Like, well, you're different, and dependent on what you wanted at the time, depending on your maturity level. Maybe you didn't want her because she seemed too challenging. She seemed like too much, too different. Like she wasn't easy for you to do the typical relationship stuff with. You know, she thought different, she moved different. And because she was so different and there was no like way to deal with her that was normal, because with normal women, you sort of know the things to do and what to say, and you just bring them the basic things and they just sort of fit, you know? And those typically are the women that get called, wifey material, okay? Women who were born different were not particularly called wifey material because we're not the most agreeable, normal thinking, because we're not born for that. We're born typically as the first in our known bloodline or in our modern bloodline to do work that is yet to be done on this planet. So this is incredibly high level. This is not basic dashiki spirituality, Black consciousness spirituality, the things you all have heard a billion times spoken about in different ways, okay? This is about the power that most humans scapegoat on to Satan. This is about the power most folks blame their mama, because this is the power that literally changes the world because it is the constitution of all planets, okay? At its deepest and highest level. That's what this is. This is incredibly rare and unusual for TikTok. This is incredibly rare and unusual for a woman to be speaking, a Black woman to be speaking, a Black woman to be speaking publicly, okay? So look, my feature to go live on TikTok just got restored about 25 minutes ago. They suspended my shit. It's not the first time. So we may get suspended here today, just FYI, okay? If you like, and my account might get shut down. I already got a notification, so we're alchemists here. Life continues. And I want to say something about that too. So if you like to continue like other content on other platforms, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which you can do right now with the link in my bio. So to say a bit about alchemists allow. We don't resist. No. Alchemists allow. You allow the worst and you allow the best. It's the same vibration of what that Asian master said. The best way to win a war is to don't go to war at all. Okay? And for those of you who are true pioneers, I want to reiterate, the pioneers are the freaky fools on the planet. You a fool. Girl, Black men ain't. Girl, bitches ain't shit. Girl, this planet is going to hell. Girl, those are the normal people. Those are the masses. Negative in thinking, highly skeptical, love to scapegoat onto Satan and malevolent entities and the people that rule the planet. That's their bloodline. That's what they are constitutions of, and they will fight you for that shit. Bitch, this planet is going to hell. Bitch, this is the demonic realm. Like, that's who they are. The pioneers are the fools who know what's actually going on. Because what's actually going on, and this is pioneer conversation, and I want to connect this to something before I go on. We somehow got the memo that being a human was just supposed to be this just easy, normal thing. And we have so much, and we learn this. We learn this from our parents, because most of us did not have parents who were masters, who were emotionally astute, who were reverent in their thinking, who knew what they were. Most of us were not raised by parents like that. We were raised by scared, scarce, underdeveloped, ignorant parents. So therefore, we just took that on and ran with it. Unless we were born different, as I've been talking about. The pioneers know that what the normal people constitute as everything I just said, this planet is this, it's really the scapegoating of all things. It's really the offloading, not recognizing that it is a superior position to be human. All the other normal people or the Black consciousness community is somehow have demonized being human. Oh, that's inferior, being a human. Demonized, lowered sex. Wait a minute. This act that creates life is demonized? Yeah, see, they are the conformists. They are the regular ones. Leave them there. Stop fighting the normal ones. Take your place as the pioneer and do what you came here for. Because they're going to fight. They're going to yell. Those are the ones who always who came after Jesus. For those of you who love the Jesus story, those are the ones who came after Jesus. Okay, let me finish this piece right here about the pioneers. And again, we high, okay, in consciousness over here. One of the biggest fears for those of us who were truly born to do leadership work, to shift paradigms across the collective, to shift the hearts and minds of human, to restore true order, true righteousness. A big fear that's not spoken of is the fear of being persecuted, like Jesus. The fear of being attacked, annihilated, etc. And I will say this. When we're not on our dime, those of us who are the pioneers who were born this way, I'm talking to the pioneers who were born different. As you run from your power and avoid, there's a great misery in that, isn't there? Yes or no? Right? There's a great misery not doing the work that's baked into your skin, it's baked into your soul, it's baked into your whole being. And for you to hold that back, it starts to destroy you because you're here to bring it forth. And it was also written in one of the removed books of the Bible, the removed. Okay? Now, whether you like this or not, or accept this or not, fine. The story is what I'm talking about. One of the books that were removed from the Bible, I think it was the Gospel of Thomas, where Jesus said, if you do not bring forth what is within you, what is within you will destroy you. It was happening to me in Bali when I was running from my power. I was breaking out all over here for nothing. I was destroying myself. I was drinking myself into misery. I was eating sugar to numb myself so my brain would just fry because I didn't want this pulsating power to come out through speaking, through content that's powerful and striking. Like this content you see right here, that you see on my wall, I was scared of this. And when you don't bring this forward out of you, it destroys you. Hasn't it been destroying you? How many of y'all got AIDS? How many of y'all got cancer? How many of you got arthritis? How many of you got chronic back pain, neck pain? How many of y'all so fucking mad? How many of y'all? Because if you don't bring forth, it will destroy you. You know how many have killed themselves? It's in you to bring it forward, to complete the gospel. If you do not bring forth what is in you, what is within you will destroy you. If you do bring forth what is within you will save you. My Bigger Than You 9-day workshop is the beginning of you saving yourself. You can register for my Bigger Than You 9-day workshop with the link in my bio if you were born different. If you are the weird demon devil of your family, You were the brightest light and they didn't like you. If you are that and you know, not like, oh, wow, this seems interesting. I'm really intrigued. Wow, you're so powerful. I'm inspired. Wow, I just decided to register because you're so inspiring. This is interesting. Can I look? Can I come in? Mm-mm. I am evidence that you can come out. Now, let me complete the thought. This fear of, man, if I come out with what I'm here for, if I start teaching people in this way, if I start bringing forward this light, if I start speaking unfiltered, if I come out so vibrationally true and authentic, girl, they gonna hang my black ass. Let me say this to you. You already been suffering, right? You already been miserable. Wouldn't it be the most righteous, the most fulfilling, the most whole and complete? Talk about you don't want to be reborn on this damn planet. Wouldn't that be the most completed version of you to die as a result of doing what you came here for? That's what happened to Jesus, and he's immortal. You see? You see? Do you see? Do you see? Folks still waiting for Jesus to come back. They still waiting for Jesus to come back. You see that? My nail is bothering me, so I just need to do that real quick. Now, I know I speak with a fierceness, and I'm a Black woman, and many of us have it in our cellular memory that being Black and powerful and doing power work and leadership work is fight the power. That ain't us over here, babe. This is the feminine way. We are restoring the feminine over here. When you work with me for years, I'm not talking about those of you who just come to a little workshop and think you're doing something. I'm talking about those of you who work with me for years. We travel together, we eat together, we cry together, we grow together. We truly do this work because when you truly are when you truly are a pioneer, you're doing this work for the rest of your life anyway. And you can only really do this work with the people who are like you, or when I say like you, I mean committed at the level that you're committed. And committed means committed. It's not like committed and then if I don't feel like it, I'm no longer committed. Committed means you continue even when the feeling you had when you made the commitment is gone. For those of you who we end up becoming true family, okay? We traverse the unknown together. We dine together around the world. We look out for each other. We create businesses and grow those businesses together. We fail together. We cry together. We do fucked up shit to figure shit out together. We lose together. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all think this is just a little TikTok with some powerful, inspiring shit. No. I'm talking about the rest of your life. I'm talking about the rest of our lives. I'm just introducing myself to you here, nurturing this relationship on a TikTok live. That's what this is. For those of us who are actual family, and this shows itself over years, not over a year or 2 years or 3 years. It shows itself over years. This is what I mean by commitment. This is what I mean by all in. This is what I mean by this ain't lightweight. For those of you who are sincere and are actual family that proves itself to be family 10, 20, 30 years from now, you will become the power that your high self already knows. The depth of you already knows. And you have run from, you have not had the space to do it, the environment to do it. When we are family, and we actually develop this family over the decades, you will become who you know you are. Okay? Now, another thing, for those of you who are ready for community, the community that I have started for women who are sincere about cultivating their power. I've made it accessible. I've made it honest and raw. If you are ready for community, this Saturday, Sunday, and likely Monday, I am hosting some gatherings, 1 hour gatherings to connect, to discuss the woman community, and for you to, if you're approved, sign up for the community while we are together on Zoom. Okay. So what you can do, and I'll say this now, the woman community is $1,200 a year, $1,225 a year. Again, the woman community is $1,225 a year. Okay. Or payments of $109 per month. If you would like to be a part of these 1 hour get to know each other, Saturday, Sunday, and likely Monday, you can go to the link in my bio and put yourself on the Womanhood Initiation wait list. Womanhood Initiation wait list. And you'll be notified later today or tomorrow about times and how it all works. Okay? Thank you for all those hearts. I love you. I don't know. How do I pronounce your name? You want to write it phonetically for me? So, this beautiful topic of being the first. Hi, first of all. Hi. Hi. It's a hell of an assignment, isn't it? Ooh, child. It's a hell of an assignment to be the first, ain't it? To see the way you see, and you like, how do people not see this? Whoever that is, I don't know how to say your name, a virtual assistant who said it's too heavy. Yeah, that's because you're still in avoidance of it. You're still in avoidance and rejection of it. That's why it feels too heavy. That's why it feels like it's crushing you. So it's like this. It's this big assignment, right? So it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of force. And it's in you, and it's looking to push out through content creation, push out through you hosting retreats around the world, push out and you writing a book or a series of books, push out through you speaking on stages, push out, but you keep trying to push it. No! Right? Aren't you rejecting your power, virtual assistant? No! So then you create this pressure. It's heavy. It's heavy. When you open up to it and allow, and you speak, you just speak, turn on the camera and talk. Wherever you at, the coffee shop, in the car, and you say, bitch, this shit, like I did in May 2011. Whatever is true, without thinking about it 27,000 times. Like I did in May for the first time, 2011, I created content. I just turned on the camera and was like, all I did was talk about how long it took me to turn on the damn camera. See, that's why all of y'all to move, this too heavy, girl, it's heavy. Drama. You like the drama? You want to keep it heavy? Stay there. Listen, I'm talking to those of you who were born different. Were you born different, or you just went to a spirituality retreat and now you think you chosen? Because if you're really my people, you know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. What? I'm not sure what you're responding to. But I want to make a distinction here. Because a lot of basic broads, and I mean this like for real. I don't mean this to be like basic broads. I mean like, like your boy said in American Gangster, you are who you are in this world. You are who you are. Who were you as a 2-year-old? Did you fit very well? Were you, blend well? Or were you just like all the others? You was basic, normal. Did you see the world? Did you when you, like me as a teenager, you saw the world? Versus all the other teen girls was trying to get boys, and that's my boyfriend, and we're going to the prom, and there's nothing wrong with this. It's just, who are you? Who are you? So I say this so that all the girls who are basic here, who are just inspired, know who you are. And for those of you who were born different, know who you are. And you can just tell the truth. The truth handles it all. We don't have to make up nothing or try to figure it out. Okay? Whatever has been your proclivity, whatever has been normal for you, but you tried to squish it down. So I was saying, what an assignment. So question, what have you been instructed to do? What have you been instructed to do that you have avoided doing? Talking to the pioneers, those of you who are the black sheep of the family. Black sheep of the family, what have you been instructed to do that you've avoided doing for years? And what price have you paid avoiding doing it? You got what's those things called now? What you got? Chronic urinary tract infections. You got cancer. You got arthritis. What you got? Endometriosis. What you got? I want to hear, what have you been instructed to do? I was instructed to restore melanin dominant folks into their right power. And when I saw that shit, I said, nope. This vessel did not have the capacity to do it. Like some of y'all. Your vessel needs to be equipped to do the instruction. That's why it calls you, so you develop the capacity. Virtual assistant says she cured herself of cancer. That's incredible. You were instructed to demonstrate evidence of spirit, and at the clearest vision. When I say the clearest vision, and I'm laughing because isn't it true? Is this true for you? You get instruction, and the instruction is always the clearest, bright. It's just true. And then your mortal mind reduces it to something that is more digestible to you. So how were you given it, EMW? And are you doing it at the level that it was given to you, that you were instructed? I want to hear specifics, because this is where we're going to go inside of my 9-day workshop. Instructed to step into the spotlight that will expand my massage healing practice. Beautiful, right? This is what I mean by most of us are vessels. We need to do the work, which is what my workshop begins to help you do, so that you can actually take action on what you are instructed to do. Accepting that you're the first. Accepting that you're the first, okay? Part of what makes it so difficult to accept that you're the first is that we're looking out here at the world, and there are ways that the world works. So there are governments, there are nations, there's expectations of what the man and the woman, it's just an order to the planet that is basically a manifestation of what men of old constructed and laid down psychically for the planet. Now, there are some people who talk about life being seated on this planet. Okay, even if we go that route and life being seated on this planet, we have authority. Now, whether we will use that authority is something else. Okay. And again, I'm talking to those of us who accept that we're the first. When we are in rejection of who we naturally are, which that's the case, by the time a woman gets to me, it's typically some pain in her life, right? So that means for years, she's avoided. So she's done all kinds of things. And this could be a woman who's very successful. I mean, I've had clients who have thriving multi-million-dollar real estate portfolios running from their power. Women who are in corporate jobs, making 6 figures, running from their power, hiding behind a job, down to broke girls who can't afford rent. This runs the gamut as far as class is concerned, okay? And because so many of us are walking around like whoever that was here who was like, oh, it's heavy. So that means she's been avoiding her power for years and then running from it. So a piece of content went up on my TikTok talking about how I ran from my power, totally avoiding it, traveling, eating, drinking, doing all kind of destructive things to myself to avoid. Should I get a job? Should I stop doing this? Addictive behavior, running all over the place, busy, overwhelmed. I'm just so busy. Oh, I'm doing this project. Oh, I'm doing this project. I'm doing it. And all of it was to run from my power. Like that person here who was like, oh, I'm in sales. I don't know if you're running, but possibly, right? Doing this, doing that, doing it. Because if we calm down, like if you and I got together inside of a room and we actually calmed you the fuck down, and actually centered you with the right high action, you probably quit your job. You probably be ready to quit your job right then and there. You would sit down in your nervous system calmly enough to recognize how much you just spinning, avoiding the power, looking on TikTok, eating busy. Oh my God, something to do. I forgot to do that. I needed to. That's why it feels heavy. So when you're looking at the world, see how things go, and then your vessel has not yet been built, and your vessel gets built in action, but you're avoiding the action. You're avoided, so you never build the vessel that can be the very thing that you're drawn to in me. I didn't wake up like this. I did not wake up like this. I want to remind you, in 2019, I was inhaling hand sanitizer to sedate myself. Did you hear that? I didn't, pushing the power away. It's too heavy. I don't want it. Like, you can do this. I will help you. Or go get in line for cancer, bitch. Go get in line for chronic depression, suicide, because that's what's coming for you. What the fuck you think this is? You already know. I'm preaching to the choir. Bitch, get in line. Go get up under some man who would love to just extract from you while you just low-grade depression, low-grade sickness for the rest of your life. And please don't have kids and have your kids watch the shit, because they're going to cyclically take it on and carry it on too. I mean, unless, is that what you called to do? Sit down, allow yourself to feel the tension of being still. Be still, get clear. It is challenging. It is challenging. It is very challenging. And I'm telling you, it's the fucking thrill and adventure of your life. It's what's going to make all this shit fucking worth it. It's what's going to have you be in such a high respect of yourself that you can actually get what you need so you can move. But as long as you running around, drinking yourself to sleep, letting these low-grade niggas put nut in you, but maybe you like that for now. Maybe you like that. That's a good distraction. Get a masculine body on you to numb you out, take you outside of yourself for a little while. Men too, their penises have been impressed with basic women's pussy juices and aura for years. Now the same thing that happened to y'all happened to them. See, when you avoid your power, there's a kind of disrespect that you have for yourself. And in that disrespect, you do things that people do to themselves when they disrespect themselves. And one of those things includes allowing normal men to ejaculate in you, to be in that kind of relation with you. And then men too, they get with these basic normal women, and then their penis just strokes that vibration. Their penis just goes in there, and then he ejaculates into that, binds with her, and he's avoiding his power too. So it just fucks you up in the head. But that's one of the many things we do to destroy ourselves when we disrespect ourselves and avoid our power. Your body is showing you all the time. I'm preaching to the choir. Some of y'all already know. And I've had my own version of it. For some of you, you will need an emergency to get you to take action. Okay, that was the case with me, a medical emergency that grabbed you, that has enough strength to grab you and arrest you where you can't move. You can't walk. You wake up and you can't walk. You can't take care of yourself. You get a diagnosis in the hospital. You know, somebody close to you dies, your parents, one of your children. Something happens that arrests you because you are in such rejection of the vortex that you are that it slings you around versus you harnessing it and you being a vessel. And this is not control. I don't mean you harnessing like you. I mean where you become the vessel because you say yes. You say yes. You say that. You agree. Then it becomes a harmony. And everything about you right now that's too much, that's black sheep, that people feel like you're weird, you're strange, who do you think you are? When you say yes to the vortex of you, there's a harmony that comes to where your rareness shows, your uniqueness shows, but because you're in the act of refinement, because you've said yes, everything that's distinct about you gets to show. So then you start being able to do the work that you got called to do, the work that makes you cry, the work that inspires you, that makes you excited to get out the bed, the work that you're willing to fight for, stand on, that you know is for you, is completely for you. This is what my workshop is going to help you do. And if you know you're not ready for the workshop, the 9-day Bigger Than You workshop, which you can register for right now at the link in my bio, if you know you're not ready for that after you read and watch the video, come into the woman community, because that's much more introductory level to be ready. It's much more introductory level. So you go to link in my bio and click Womanhood Initiation Waitlist, because we're going to be having 1 hour socials virtually Saturday, Sunday, and likely Monday. Okay, so that's day after tomorrow starting. So if the Bigger Than You 9-day workshop, which was much more advanced, feels like too much for you right now because your vessel is just not there yet, your mind is not there yet, come over to the 1 hour gatherings we're having this weekend. And to do that, you go to the link in my bio, click Womanhood Initiation Waitlist. That is to set you up for potentially coming into the woman community. The woman community is $1,200 a year or $109 per month. Again, that's much more introductory. I want to hear from those of you who you were born different. You're the black sheeps of the family. And you know it's time for you to come out of hiding, refine your heart, your primal self, bring your whole sexual self forward, become mature, and do the work that you were born for. I want questions from you. Anybody here of that caliber? Okay, you're literally right on the threshold. You're right on the threshold for the woman community. And this is assuming you're a good fit. I'm not saying you are, but if you'd like to connect and have a social, again, we're having a virtual social Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You go to the link in my bio, put yourself on the wait list. Just know that if it's a yes, you need to be prepared to invest while we're on Zoom. So it's either going to be $1,200 for the year or $109 per month. And that's for anybody here. It feels so good. All right. So this is part of what we're up against, what is, okay, and how we got here through men of old and what they laid down psychically. And so that's you're being in constant remembrance of how we got here helps you to and seeing what the fruits are, and look around, okay, what the fruits are. That is so important for us to be in remembrance of that as we are standing in the fact that we are authorities, born, sitting in the seat of your power as a woman. So fierce when you start getting into such calm intimacy with what you are here for, okay? And one, in my woman community, the data has proven that women 27 and under don't do well in my environments. What do I mean by they don't do well? The maturity is not there yet. It's just not there yet. The results show. This is not because I want it like this. The results show. Everyone, and keep in mind, the woman community is the very basic introductory level. Everything else is advanced. The woman community is the basic introductory level. And women who are 27 and under, they do not last. So I don't know what happens in the spirit or the mind where from 28, it works, because we have a member who's 28 now. We have a member who's 30. Some about that space between 27 and 28 Okay. Where, okay, so because of that, I'm going to say no to you coming on here, but I'll give it an answer. So I'll answer your question. And maybe you can type it again. Can you type it again? You said you come from a bloodline where they keep women in poverty. And how do you find comfort with abundance when you come from a bloodline of poverty? So first of all, remember what you're working very much with is a combination of the vibration that you come from. So there's a normalcy, and this is all of us, the family that we come from, there's a normalcy in the line. So a normalcy in the family you were raised in, the way your mom was, the way she emoted, who she really was when you were a kid before you could think for yourself. And that part really, really matters. The relationship with the mother, your relationship with your mother as a child. So maybe some of you saw the piece of content that I put up when I said when a woman has had a poor relationship with her mom, it drastically negatively impacts her relationship with her womanhood and her creation in her adulthood. Anybody here saw that piece of content, right? So I would ask, what was your relationship like your mom, right? So if it was poor, you got that you're dealing with too. If it was good, great, right? So then I would ask you, okay, so what do you remember the feeling being 7 years old and under? What's the feeling? Not necessarily memory as in, oh, this happened, but what does your body remember about your life at that time, right? And then I would ask you to look at your first memories specifically related to money. And I remember doing this too when I was working really hard, saying I wanted to make the money, but I wasn't making the money. Like, how am I working so hard and not making the money? So I found out such thing as a money coach, and she had us do an assignment where we would go trace our very first memories of money, the good and the bad. And when I went back and traced my very first memories of money, I caught where my mom used to always say, I'm not paying that kind of money for that. All the time. Everything, I'm not paying that kind of money for that. So she would always be like, you can get the knockoff, but I'm not paying that kind of money for that. We were not poor. We weren't poor. She just felt like a child. I'm not going to spend that much on a growing child. But my child mind did not interpret it as that. My child mind interpreted it as, I cannot have what I want. Okay, so I would ask you to dig into what is the memory, first of all, that you remember with your relationship with your mom. What is the feeling in your body? Then, what are your first memories of money? You're going to have to sit down and do this homework, okay? Boom, you get that. If it's positive, if it was like, I think I saw you say something here, my mama made it work. So that's in you. You have to understand that that's very much in you. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. So that's always coming from a place of, it's not enough, but we're going to make it work, right? Isn't that the feeling? It's not enough, but we're going to make it work. So your way of creating is always going to start from not enough. So your new wiring is going to have to be, we start this from more than enough. We start this from, we have more than enough now. We have more than enough now. We have more than enough now. Now, this is something you're going to have to truly work on. And what's his name? Y'all favorite manifestation dude. What's his name? That white man with that slick looking hair who said the hardest work a human does is maintaining a thought when their circumstances tell them otherwise. So in this instance, if your reality, meaning what you see in your bank account is not enough, at home is not enough, but what you're saying is we have more than enough, your work is going to be holding that more than enough, even when your bank account looks like not enough, even when this looks like not enough. Neville Goddard, that's his name. Thank you. That is the work. What's that book he wrote, Kathleen? It was a small book he wrote. Feeling is the Secret. Is that it? I think it's in that book where he said it. Go read Feeling is the Secret, virtual assistant. That is the hardest work a human can do. Not working your job, your hard job, your 3 jobs, not losing weight. Well, what the part about losing weight is the mental part, and that's the hard part, okay? It is holding in your mind a new reality, and this is everybody. It's exhausting. It is tiring to maintain a truth when circumstances are saying something else. Listen, I did it, babes. I know exactly what it looks like and feels like. I went from sleeping on my mother's couch and asking her to pay my, what it was, $70, $80 cell phone bill to crossing multiple six figures, the most money I'd ever made in my coaching career doing this very work that I'm telling you. And I used to be a business coach. And so much of the business coaching was with women who were wanting more, but they were struggling with what their actual reality is, like struggling to pay rent or keeping themselves inside of small apartments or just small conditions because of this. And all we did, not all, but 80% of what we did was what was going on up here. They would be going through things like their body would start to hurt because literally, remember earlier I said your vessel is expanding itself to be able to have more. And that hurts. You're literally opening up yourself more. When you're holding a new idea, your body starts to expect more. Your body starts preparing itself to have more, to be in a normalcy of more. This is what makes it hard. This is what makes it hurt. So when you ask me, how do I, when I come from a bloodline of keeping women in poverty, how do I start to create abundance? You're going to have to read books like Feeling is the Secret, The Science of Getting Rich, Think and Grow Rich. And it could take you months to do this. It could take you years to do this. There's no set time. It depends on the seriousness, the ferocity of you. I was on some, see? So you do this and you know where you're going, how much money you want to make. And then even bigger than you, like it says on the screen, women you will help. When you connect it with, when I actually prove to myself, coming from a bloodline of poverty, and I do this Neville Goddard work, this reprogramming my mind work, reading Neville Goddard like my life depends on it. Because people get lazy. They read it day one, they get excited. They might read it for a week and then they fall off. That's what most people do. If you keep going, and I'm telling you, this is where community makes a difference. You get inside of an environment where everybody is actively working in some way on leveling up. It helps keep you on it. You fall off a little bit, you get back on it. This is it. This is no other like mysterious thing. Okay? You keep reading like your life depends on it. You keep reading, and then you are doing things. You'll start to get intuitive nudges to do things. Oh, go to this 5-star hotel and have a drink and just sit there and take in the vibes of this 5-star hotel. You know what? I'm going to go spend a month in this expensive Airbnb just to impress in my body luxury and spaciousness. That's what I'm getting ready to do for the whole month of March. That's what I'm doing. You could be like, you know what? I'm buying this $1,000 jacket because I feel rich in it. And I'm wearing this thing every day. I'm wearing it in the hot, in the cold. I'm wearing it to work, to church, to pick up the kids, to the grocery store, to the mailbox because it makes me feel rich. It expands this vessel for 10,000, 20,000 months. I feel like a woman who's supposed to have money. I feel like if I don't make money, I'm out of order. This coat makes me feel like I'm rich. I'm meant to have my... So you get into the feeling of it. This is what Neville Goddard meant when he said, feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. You get lazy, you lose. You let laziness take over, you lose. You let the fact that the manifestation isn't arriving fast enough get you to quit, you lose. This is how it works. So all your other peeps not getting what they want is because they lazy. And or they're not doing the work. So you're going to be lazy or you're going to do it. So that's just the beginning of how you start to break yourself out of this psychic pattern in your bloodline of poverty. And then what's your dynamic relationship with your mom? That's going to be another opportunity for you to step into the split. If she's used to you being broke and her broke daughter, and that's kind of like how y'all bond psychically. You asking her for money, and what's your relationship like with your mom? So a woman messaged me and she's leveling up and she's so like, I need to be around other women who are leveling up. oh shit, I need to, because what happens is when you really start to open yourself up to having more, it's like you become this vortex and it can feel like a lot. And then what happens is, like Gay Hendricks says in this book called The Big Leap, when we start to do more than our inner thermostat is used to, meaning when you start making money, more money than you're used to making, you start being more creatively expressed than you're used to being creatively expressed. You start experiencing what feels like love more than your inner normal does. You'll start to knock it down. That's what y'all call sabotage. You start to knock it down because, shit. Okay. And what being in community does is it helps to normalize the level up. So it's not just you in your house working on getting your money up, working on manifesting, working on becoming, like, breaking yourself away from who you've been, like you're shedding her and you're coming over into this new identity, but there's work in between. And so when you're in community with other women who are doing this work, it helps you stay in the not sabotaging, so you can actually start to normalize at an elevated level versus elevating a little bit and then it's too good and then you knock it down. Okay, so I'm recommending for those of you who you have proven to yourself time and time that you sabotage good things in your life, I'm recommending a book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Okay, it's an orange cover, unless he rewrote the book and changed the cover, but it's an orange cover. Okay, and he talks in there about, anyway, go read it. It's all about breaking through your upper limits and staying in the level up. Boy, it's such a thing. Even I gotta be so mindful because it can get really good. And when you're looking at the world at people who are skeptical, oh, congratulations. Skeptical, playing small, just feel like this economy, girl, and eggs is sky high. And all of your TikTok feed is about scarcity and problems of the world and darkness, and Trump is ruining the country and he's the damn, By the way, Trump his history is destroying businesses. He's not, it looks like he's a smart businessman, but he's really not. The track record shows itself, okay? And he's destroying the country, and things start to go really good for you, and it's like, wait a minute, then guilt can kick in because it's like, how is it going so good for me when the world is on fire, people are suffering? So then you'll just kill all your abundance by yourself. You'll do something to destroy something, to lose some money. Suddenly you got a surprise $5,000 bill out the blue, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So being in community helps. And this is where the woman community comes in. This is for those of you who are ready to do the work. Yes, it's an introductory community. You need to be ready to do the work and be held accountable. Okay? You go to the link in my bio, click Womanhood Initiation Waitlist. Okay? Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. Not ready for the wait list, virtual assistant. Hi, Stacy. When you turn 28, you can come this way. Okay, so I'm gonna let this ride for today. I'm gonna let this ride, and there's so much more to come. And I'll say this also: you should follow me on YouTube in the event that my TikTok gets shut down. Okay, these people do what they want to do, and I'm here to do what I came here to do. So, in the event that they shut me down over here, I'll be over on YouTube, and there's also content you can go look at on YouTube right now. You can go to the link in my bio, click it, and it gives you the option for YouTube. And you can go follow me over there and turn on the notification bell, okay? Any final questions before I go? This is the time. Okay, May it is. Why are you asking me about a confirmation email, EMW? What's that really about? Somebody list down the books if you want to for Wangari. Any questions? 35 seconds and I'm out of here. I want questions from the pioneers, not the regular people. Not the regular people who are just inspired because they just got here and they're inspired by my content. And no, those of you who were born different, those of you who are the black sheep in your family, you have gotten sick pushing your power down. Your mother told you when you were a child that you're different and being here on earth is going to be difficult for you. Those of you who are the first in your modern or known bloodline to be here to shift humanity on the planet, I want questions from you. The rest of y'all, you can get what you get, but my company is not for you. This is not for you. Just because you're inspired, that's many people. Good for you. That doesn't mean this is for you. And that's okay. There's plenty of other girls who are perfect for you. Go find them. I want to reiterate this. And as pioneers, those of you who are the black sheep in your family, and you were born different, you know you were born coded, you need to respect yourself at the level to where your distinction, this is why you need to do the work, to where your distinction shows, so you have clean divine separation, not egoic separation like religion teaches us, like nations teaches us, like so much of humanity that is about divide and conquer. No, I mean knowing who you are, so that you position yourself accurately. So what's correct for your system and what you were instructed to do and what you were born as can stream through you. That's what you're here for. Do not let and I understand we have this biological wanting to connect, okay? And oftentimes for those of us who have not strengthened our vessel, you start connecting with these regular girls and you find yourself in agreement with them energetically. It never works, as you have experienced. It never works over the long term, okay? Stop letting regular men ejaculate in you. If you're a man, the same thing in reverse. Who here knows that they are meant to be financially rich with the work that they were born to do? You know that you know that you know. You know that you're meant to be. Man, this is work, y'all. I'm not fucking around with, listen, y'all better, you motherfuckers playing around. You playing around. Do your actions, I know how rare this is over here, what I offer. If you ain't in my world and you talking about you doing your thing, I don't know, maybe something else is going on with your thinking. You ordering yourself differently. But this is the space over here for who I'm talking about. The ones who were born different, black sheep, you were called demon devil as a child, bright light. You need to refine your character, strengthen your word. If you got a weak word and you're ready to strengthen your word, you need to be over here. If doubt and fear saturates your choice and behavior, you need to be over here. If you're ready to let go of letting inferior or basic men ejaculating you, you need to be over here. If you're ready to purify your heart because you know you got wickedness in your heart because you've been rejected for most of your life, or you had a poor relationship with your mom and you was bullied by girls, and so you've normalized self-hatred in your system, and you know it's time for you to purify yourself so you can actually be a unified state versus being this yes, no energy, this conflict, this chaotic vibration in yourself, and you're ready to grow up and be in high responsibility where you tame your own fucking emotions and you refine. This is the work we do over here. So if you were sincere about that, this is the place. All that other shit y'all doing, distraction. You invest the time, your heart, your soul, your whole vessel, your money, your being over here. What else are you doing? You getting ready somewhere else? Okay. Maybe. I just want to clarify. Like, check yourself. What are you really doing? Oh, I'm doing it. You see? The fierceness that you are requires you meet it with the fierceness. All of this baby stepping, what y'all call pussyfooting, I'm just, I'm going with the flow. I just want to see. The fierceness in you is not of that vibration. It will knock shit down. You have to treat it like that. Do you understand? Everything in you is built for it. So you need to let yourself get fucked up in the process and struggle up. Like the content that I put, struggle up. Well, if you do, the results will show. Regardless of what you say, if you truly do it, the results will show. When you're in your dime as a pioneer, everybody can benefit. It doesn't mean that you're meant to work with them. They just can benefit. There is no balance. You're going to be making mistakes for your entire life. That's your fear asking that question. You're going to make mistakes for your entire life. What does balance look like to you? There is no real balance. Balance is the truth of what is all the time. There's some days you do tremendously well and it all seems like and then there's days where you're like, shit. And then there's days where it's lower. That's balance, the reality of what is. All right, you all take good care of yourselves.